What it do, homies? We are back with some more Bitbreaker. And let me tell you, man, the streets, Bitbreaker, if you're watching this, the streets been talking, right? My comments have been literally riddled with Bitbreaker done released a new one. Bitbreaker done released a new one. You got to check it out. It goes hard. Now, for those of you new to the channel, my first reaction was to Bitbreaker's, I think, breakout song, if you will, right? God only knows. And that was the first time I think I heard metal and Vocaloid before I went to U2P and started doing some other stuff after that. And let me tell you, I was thoroughly impressed. I didn't even know that you could stretch it out. I mean, color me impressed. But now we have a new song, You Make Me Sick, and we got the homie Kasane Teto on there. Come on, let's go. Let's shut up and turn it up. Holy Windows 97. Some of y'all watching it don't even know what I'm talking about. That's crazy. I just aged myself right there. Or maybe this is in 97. Is this Vista? Maybe it might be Vista. Oh yeah. Hold on. Anytime any type of song utilizes a cell phone filter, just know that whatever is about to follow afterwards is absolute destruction. I hear it all the time in tear out dubstep. They use the washout effect every time. There's no way. I don't think I've ever heard a filter like that, a cell phone filter or a tiny speaker filter being used that resulted in not a very, very powerful impact, right? So if you hear that, know that the song is already goated, bro. Reaction might as well be over. I didn't heard enough. How dare that person? Yo, man, hey. Man, I don't understand this, bro. I really don't. I don't, bro. Do y'all see? Are y'all? I don't think y'all really hearing what's going on here. This ain't no massive production. No person, at least I don't think so. Person that's signed to like a major label or something like that. You know what I mean? Like this is. I don't. You know. I don't know if you would consider yourself a bedroom producer, Bitbreaker, right? I didn't even look down here to see the credits on who did who. Music, of course, you did the music illustration. Okay, do y'all understand what y'all listening to right now? Like, this is the type of stuff that competes with stuff that's on the radio, right? The mix. I pay attention to this. The mix is sounding choice. The vocal tuning that you're doing right here, the phrasing, how you're singing it, the lyrics, everything that I've heard so far is the type of stuff you would expect. This almost kind of sounds like an anime song, if you will. You just got to replace the lyrics with something. Actually, you keep the lyrics the same. Just put it in Japanese because I don't know what it's saying. So you know what I mean? So honestly, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, this is choice. This is quality. This is quality, bro. That's why that's why most of the music that I react to on this channel is from independent artists, right? So I feel like that's where the true music, where the true gem is. Now let's go back, right? Because you're talking that talk here. And we gotta break it down. Come on, that's What It Do Dave video. If this is your first reaction, it's what we do. We break things down here. All right. This right here, a well-rehearsed routine. When I think well-rehearsed routine, when you say you had your heart set on breaking, I don't think as far as like the things that I'm going to say and the things that I'm going to do specifically as it ties to you and everything. A well-rehearsed routine, I think of the complete action, if you will, right? Where it is what you say and what you do, but this isn't something that's tailored to a specific person. You know what I mean? This is the overall kind of action. You know what I mean? Well rehearsed. And I feel like the biggest difference you could tell, especially if you're in like a relationship where it kind of feels like they're just kind of in there, like the biggest tell is pretty much how nonchalant they're kind of acting, right? If they kind of act more general, you know what I mean? So, and well-rehearsed routine, a human shaped machine, because machines, what they do is they just do, you already know, they do routines. They kind of do it over and over and over again, and they don't really give it a thought, right? So since you're saying just somebody that's just acting without purpose, those are the worst type of people to be in relationships with. You know what I mean? Like just the worst, man. You say something, they're just like, huh, no, that's cool. You know what I mean? Especially if you know what it's like to have the opposite of that, right? You can call it out as clear as day. That part right there, that whoa, whoa, with all good and everything. Do you introduce the harmonization out of the stratosphere? This part right here is when it started clicking in my head, like, oh man, I'm listening to quality. And then you came in, you gave me a good chorus. The only thing missing right now, and I thought I was gonna get it at the end of that chorus, is the screams. You know, you hit me with the screams, bro. It's over. 10 out of 10 song. You're going to do it, but I need to hear it now. Those are creative liberties right there, right? Because you got to think about it. You draw out the melody probably in a piano. I think that's the best way to kind of see if things sound like, you know, whenever you're sketching out music. For those of you that's like new to producing music, if you bring out your DAW, a lot of people kind of get caught up in kind of like sound design, what sounds good. Generally, if you just kind of start off, and I'm getting to a point here. Generally, if you kind of just start off with a piano, and if everything sounds good with piano, then you start subbing in different type of instruments. Only reason I'm bringing this up is because, you know, I've never worked with like the synth banks, the vocal synth bass before, but I have produced music, right? So I do know what it's like to tune vocals and stuff like that. So I imagine it's the same, where you kind of just drawing out the MIDI and everything, and then it sings it. But then you got to go in there and tune it, and that's where the creative stuff kind of gets in there, right? A lot of it you probably just figure out by just singing along with it. You might have done that, Bitbreaker. He's like, ooh, I like that note. You know, you went in there and did a little sauce in there. That's what that was, bro. That's some saucy tuning that you did. Is that a Motorola Razr? What is this solo? What? Drums. Yeah. That section is fire. Fake out. Oh man. Oh, what? Hey man, I mean, what would you call that, a fake out? It's kind of like doing it on the offbeat. Oh man, I tell you, you can't overuse it, right? That's one of them secret tools that make so you know, when it comes like songwriting 101, you know, listener retention is very important these days, honestly. TikTok and all the short form content has just destroyed people's ability to kind of focus. I almost kind of think like reaction channels like mine are kind of, losing it. You know what I mean? Like we're going to get pushed out. And I think the reason why is because I like to yap a lot about music. I really do. It's the point of this channel is why these videos be so long. I can't just not say anything about music. It's the whole point of me doing this. You know what I mean? But people ain't trying to hear that. I'm gonna talk about it anyways because it's literally my passion and everything. But when it comes like songwriting, one-on-one, whenever you have to bring back a repeating element, you need to make it different somehow. And it ain't even got to be the most lavish of transition. Sometimes it's just a thing coming in on the offbeat like that. Sometimes, just like at the beginning, it's something that's in a tiny speaker before you bring out those small little subtles to make sure that the chorus, the same way that it smacked you up the first time, it then came back and gave you a double slap. It was a critical hit from Jigglypuff, right? And that's what that was. Right, the first one, and then pow pow, critical, super effective even. Let me break it down. Break it down. Uh-oh. End of your rope. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? Just yeah, I know, right? You feel the same way, and then I know, right? So yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Not even a human voice that's doing that. That's the most insane thing possible, bro. That is digitized, a digitized voice. Didn't even know something like that was possible, bro. That's crazy. Still to this, that's crazy. The sauce. Hit us with the woes. You make me. Bro, that sick sounded like you had a bunch of film stuck. Sound like you had a bunch of film stuck in your throat. Y'all hear that? It almost sounds like you're gurgling. That's just. I mean, it makes sense, right? Sick. So you want to sound like you Nurgle out here. Shout out to my Warhammer 40K fans out there. You want to sound like you being taken over, right? Literally, that's what. Yeah. Hold on. Y'all hear it? You make me. Water. bitbreaker, I don't know if you intended that or if that's just kind of like the product of, mimicking the scream from a synth voice. But if you intended that little gurgling thing. That's crazy. The sound design on this is absolutely amazing. Another banger. Also, make sure to support, right? Bandcamp, Spotify. I use Apple Music, so it's already about to go in a playlist. God only knows it went to my playlist immediately. So you released yet another one. Guys, give this love it deserves. I always leave the original link in my description, so make sure to go show the original. And let's go ahead and I had already subscribed from the very first song. That's how I already knew. We're gonna go ahead and give this a like. And if you do go there, listen to it, give it a like, leave a comment, tell them What It Do Dave sent you. All right, Dave's out.